dry.
And Cecil has an umbrella because he's a professional. And he's got 2 umbrellas. Thank you. I'm behind you.
Basically, this house used to belong to the Richards. I cannot think of their first name, unfortunately. I didn't bring that information with me. But we are very fortunate that the property was left to us because the Richards basically didn't have any children. So God gifted us with this property. Over across there's a road across from us, and there's a beautiful waterfall over there. Really, really, really nice. Yes. And so that's the only place where I've actually seen a snake around here. When we first came here, this house was in fairly good condition considering how it looks now. This is the basic 2-room house with the fireplace in the middle that provides for both rooms, and you called it?
I called it a saddlebag, although we were just talking about whether it's a true saddlebag, because a saddlebag generally is 1 room and then the second is added on, and that's the saddlebag. But this, you can kind of see how it's constructed. It doesn't really look like, it looks like it was both rooms are original. So I'm not sure what that is called when the chimney's in the middle of those, but
yeah, I sure don't know. I know it probably during the time it was a great idea that it would heat the whole house. I'm sure it was quite efficient.
Yeah.
So next to us is another little building. I assumed it was a kitchen.
It's definitely close enough to be a kitchen, but I don't know.
I would think that it would either be a kitchen or smokehouse.
Oh, smokehouse, yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mine has the smokehouse that's very similar design out behind it.
The Hiram Knowlton smokehouse, actually, now that you say that, looks a lot like it. It's got a real tall loft area.
Yes, so that's true. This is tall enough that, and I think even on the inside you could probably see some strings, or something that was hanging down. Maybe I could look in there again and say, had not thought about that.
Yeah, that's cool though. That looks like it's in pretty good shape still.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
So anyway, that's basically it, and I sort of, to me this house is fairly tall, so do you think that the loft area was probably used originally? What do y'all think?
For like sleeping?
Yeah, it's a sleeping loft possibly, because it looks tall enough that that could be the case.
Are you going to try and go in this room or that room or both?
We'll go in both.
No, this one's pretty dark.
Here we go.
This was used as hunting camp for a while inside here, Norma? I think that's what she said, so that's probably where the beds came from.
That it was used as a hunting camp a long time ago, though. So the beadboard, it's got beadboard on the walls, which is beautiful.
How that's angled, is that just falling? Is that why?
Yeah, it's just the walls are falling apart.
It's pretty, and it had another door. This room has 3 doors. 4. Oh, maybe not. That was just a pass through.
It's a back door, a front door, and that was added in later. That door is newer.
Yeah, was that closed off, you think? Each room was closed off completely from the other?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it was a pass through.
Yeah, I think it was just a pass through. So let's see if we can't. The floor's seen better days in this old house. So this would be what we would typically consider like a tenant farmer style house. Just a 2-room house. I don't think that the loft, we were talking about the loft being used for sleeping. I don't think so, because of all of the beadboard.
The beadboard is interesting in terms of like tenant house. That's not typical, right?
And there's a chimney, so don't stand under that. Okay. That's a chimney for a wood burning stove, so right there. That'll hurt if it falls on you. Let's see if we can't go to the other side, and it ain't gonna be through there.
No, I'll have to use the door. Look at the inside of that chimney, it's so pretty. just think that's pretty.
Look at that old style brick
Yeah.
that it's used. That's like old, you know, made on the plantation. Although this house would look to be newer than plantation era.
Maybe the chimney was here. They built around it.
Could have been. Could have been reused brick, or that's just, you know, the brick that they had. There's a look in the walls. All right, let's go to the other side. So here's the second room. And again, look at all that old beadboard in there. That's really cool to see all the beaded board in here. And this side of the house is really fallen in, but you can see that someone in relative modern times put in this old, I always call it old trailer paneling on the walls, and that was probably when it was used as a hunt cabin. This is probably the beds that the hunters built. And there it is. There's the chimney right there. We can get a good view of it. And again, this gorgeous beaded board ceiling. And the back wall. Absolutely love these old tenant farmer houses. If you have seen recent videos that I've done on my own family, these are kind of the type of houses that they lived in a lot of times. Some of my family, at least my great-grandparents and my grandmother, even grew up in a house very similar to this. Now we'll walk over here and take a look at the possible smokehouse. I wonder where the well was.
I thought I might have seen it over there by the road, but either that or it's just a giant sunken hole with a tree growing out of it. A tree wouldn't grow out of the well, though.
Well, we found the bathroom.
What? Bathroom?
There's a toilet in here. Yeah, this was the kitchen. See?
Oh, it was?
It's got a chimney right there.
Oh, that's cool.
Kitchen or smokehouse, maybe both. Probably both. Look at all the smoked up wood up top. See how dark it is?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
This has windows, but it's hard to say if this was added in later.
Right.
Look at that old fireworks box. It says, keep fire away, fireworks, boy torpedoes on the old box right there. But the window could have been added in later. Smokehouse would generally be all sealed and would have
things from the ceiling, or no, from the rafters.
Yeah, exactly. This is very similar to my smokehouse. Mine does not have the.
Yeah, you can see how they are really all blackened.
Yeah, they are all blackened up there. So that's pretty neat. There's just a couple neat old structures out here. And hard to believe, you know, looking at something like this. Obviously this lived on a little bit and had some life as a hunting cabin, but it began life as someone's family home. Just a modest 2-room house and the detached kitchen. It's an amazing old place, really. And again, we've got this is the old style like plantation era brick. I think that this brick is older than this structure is. Although, interesting to note, we do have square nails here. This is, and these are, so generally speaking, a structure built pre-1880 will be built with square nails, and a structure that's post-1880 will be built with round nails. Round nails were invented, the way to create round nails was invented in the 1880s, so round nails started flooding the market versus these essentially handmade square nails. Now that's not always the case, because of course there were stores of square nails left over after 1880, so you'll find later structures that are still built with square nails. But it's interesting, this house may be maybe a little bit older than I would have initially thought when we look at the evidence with the old style bricks. The old style bricks, the square nails. And if we look here, we can see, you know, difference in age with these, this shutter here, with the round nails making it up. But that's still pretty old. So lots of fascinating details with this structure. The construction of the wood of the house, though, looks more later 1800s than earlier 1800s. The beams are not hand hewn, they're sawmilled beams. So if I had to guess on this, I would say, you know, it's definitely post-Civil War, most likely 1870s, 1880s. But that brick looks more like 1850s or 1860s brick. So just interesting little nuances that we can see in the details of this amazing old structure. Let's get a quick look underneath. And just to point out, the smokehouse or kitchen over here is built out of round nails.
So if you come and stand here and like pan from the house over there, it's just so pretty. The light changed a little bit. It's not as foggy as it was, but I don't know. Did you look at that already? How pretty it is?
That is pretty.
Just sit there. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous.
That's a big old tree too.
I know. What kind is that?
I don't know. Don't know what kind of tree that is. So as I'm coming out of this house, I looked at it again from the road a little bit further away, and something I didn't notice when we were close up on the house is how tall the chimney is sticking out above this house. So I do wonder if this was the site of another much older house, and then this house was built around it in later times, because that would add up with the fact that the chimney bricks are so much older than this house, and also the foundation bricks. But that chimney does not look typical of a house this age. It does look like this was maybe added onto or built around, rather, from a previous structure.
Always good.
I know. This is better because it's like a
This
ladder.
is better. Oh yeah. I'm so accustomed to climbing fences.
Yeah. Mr. Gilson taught us everything he knows. When we watch this video, we learn.
Yeah.